This would be.
Well, I mean, it's not like I don't see you. I still
Tupper,
talk to you in Discord.
You're
Yeah.
really not
We're
very
all
conscious
part
of
of
your
the same
wings.
groups.
Don't worry about it. I'm used to it.
Sin has been like dodging your wings for the past few minutes.
Okay, I'll try my best.
It's like, you're the guy online trying to get all the wings.
Finally, took
Oh my
you
God.
long enough.
Hi,
Hi,
Keiki.
Oh shit! Keiki voice reveal. We've reached the donation
voice
goal.
reveal.
Oh my god, I'm out of here.
Donation goal. I'm outta here. All right, finally,
Oh, I need to get rid of these
and with a
fucking
minute to spare,
chairs.
Yeah.
roll the clip, roll the intro, roll the intro.
Roll the intro. Hey Tupper, did what we say represent any kind of companies we work for?
No, they don't.
Oh,
Okay,
they don't.
that's good.
Let's just
Remember, anything you say or do doesn't
Can and will be
When
held
y'all
against
go
you
to
in
jail.
the court of law to the maximum extent of whatever.
Doesn't matter. When y'all's going to jail. Oh yeah, Keiki has to sit next to me on the outside.
I'm going to jail!
I'm going to jail.
Just
I'm
as
going to
as it went
jail.
on to like saying like the meatless. I'm going to jail.
Oh jeez. Well,
I guess this is the
Finally.
last episode of the Muteless.
This is the last
It's all
episode.
over.
Tupper goes to jail.
Tupper goes to jail.
Is that
The
the
gang
title?
goes to
Okay.
jail.
Yep.
Welcome to
fine.
Meatless, episode something.
Whatever.
Season
number.
whatever
Season 2,
episode
episode
something.
10?
Sure.
Season 2, episode 11. One of those.
Season
We hope
4
you liked that
episode
last
1.
episode. It took a lot of effort. A huge amount
Way
of effort.
too much. Way too much.
We had to push the performance of our computers to the max for all that super hardcore
Uh,
rendering and
That episode
And
was
not
great.
audio
If you haven't seen
processing.
it, check it out
Yeah.
on YouTube.twitch.
YouTube.twitch.
YouTube.moy.
YouTube.com/the mute list.
I
YouTube.co.uk.
don't think that goes anywhere.
/the
I think
bloody
it
mute
does
list.
actually go to our.
Why can't I use the duplicator
know.
gun here? I hate that they removed that.
Gravity gun.
Ah! What the fuck was that? What are we talking about today?
That's a mug.
I don't
Okay,
think
well,
everything's
well, actually,
but
no.
Hey. We need to introduce ourselves and our guests.
Okay.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now
Oh, yeah.
guests, if you guys haven't ever watched our podcast before,
But you probably
we
haven't.
introduce ourselves first,
'Cause
and
we're more
then
important.
then
Because
you
you're less
introduce
important.
yourselves because you're less.
Yes.
Because you're
Alright.
more important
You
than
two
can
get
into-
to decide
into your
who
segment.
introduces each other first. Because this is the first time we've had a dual guest at the start. Like I know Pants showed up
Yeah,
that one time,
yeah.
like halfway through the Ray episode, but anyway,
Pants just shows up
Yes, okay.
sometimes.
I am Noe.
I'm Sten.
I'm Tupper.
I am Snap.
and I'm compatible.
And who are our guests?
And I'm Voltlighter, Volt.
And I'm Keiki. The one with the thick ass.
Bolt with the thick ass.
You can see it on the cup.
Damn.
Yeah, it's right here. Right
Are you
here.
standing behind the
I'm moving backwards so I don't stab
Amazing.
people.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, I'll just
Okay.
be like,
So, our guests, who the hell are you?
Yeah, what the fuck? I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah. Who are you? Why are you here? Where have you been? And why have you been?
Why have you
I
been?
don't know. I've been
Why?
playing, or I was playing VR chat
Why?
from September 2017 all the way to, I don't know, spring last year. And then I just started playing video games. But I mean,
I
I'm
did,
still part of
That's
various communities
food.
on Discord. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about similar for Keiki. Although I started a little bit later.
I think I've more recently seen you in real life than I have in VR chat.
yeah.
That might actually be true.
It's actually
Yes.
funny, like just
Yeah,
how
the last time I
like,
saw Tupper was in real life.
Mhm.
Wait,
oh,
no, that's
I know
not
last
true.
time I saw Keiki was in real life because that was a bit more recent, but
Literally, I've
that-
seen
I've seen
Keiki and
Keiki
Volt.
since the Japan trip.
Yeah.
I've seen Keiki and Volt more in real life this year than I have in VR chat.
Yeah, do you even know how to play VR chat anymore? Like, do you even know what
This year.
happens? Like, do you know what happens when you click on clone avatar? Like, does that make sense to you?
Yes,
Do you
yes,
understand?
it does.
Yeah, it
yes.
does.
I
Okay.
understand public
Alright.
avatars.
Okay. Okay. So what you need to do is that if you're on the Oculus Rift or the Vive, you need to go to settings. You need to disable personal space, and you need to.
Hello, and welcome to VR Chat. If you haven't
Oh,
already,
God,
open your
please
system menu, set your locomotion to classic, and uncheck personal space.
We also have
Uncheck
user ranks
user
now.
classic
You might not
one.
see them because you're friends with us, but that's
Mhm.
the thing. Like trust ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand trust ranks. Yes.
I can't believe Keiki
We're
is a
not
trusted
absolute
user.
potatoes.
He's just a
Wait
user.
a minute. Hold on. Most
Just because
importantly,
I'm not
there's
just playing.
there's avatar stats now, and if I bring up my menu, I can see these icons.
no.
Let's just go ahead. No, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
no.
Oh, yeah, the stats are
Get
horrible.
him out of here. Get him out of here.
167,784. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not even like the dynamic
Keiki-
bone count.
Keiki's
I've seen
legit.
worse.
Keiki's
But, like,
good.
Can't
Keiki's
click on
good.
Volt when I'm too close.
So 100,000 polys are in the
Shame.
ring because I couldn't figure out
Shame
how
on
to decimate it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
100,000.
an
The only
idiot.
thing bringing Keiki over is
100,000,
bone
yeah.
count.
Oh
I
my god.
literally fixed this model today for this because I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no. When I was because I had to actually figure out Unity 2017. Because I
Oh
hadn't
my
have
god.
I didn't have anything that was uploaded using it.
Okay.
So
Oh
I had to
my.
I
figure
mean,
that
it'll
out.
still work,
Volt,
but
And
Okay,
I
wow.
Did you hear
re-uploaded
we
this.
fixed the audio bug?
I think he hasn't been online since like a couple audio bugs.
Did you guys notice VR chat's on Steam now?
No, I was
Yeah.
on
Oh,
post
really?
Unity 2017. I just never uploaded anything.
Yeah, they
past
also
that
got
point.
rid of the online marketplace where you could download avatars from.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that they
Um,
killed Leap Motion support?
I can't
Oh,
believe
God.
it.
Wow.
It's a travesty.
Awful.
So-
Absolutely.
How did you guys get into VR chat in the beginning? Like, I remember you just kind of showing up one day.
It was the Iris dancing for 10 minutes video.
Oh, of course.
Worse.
Oh yes.
It's standard.
Oh shit!
Oh no! Excuse me. I don't know what happened.
You forgot.
You can turn.
You forgot how chairs
turn
work.
the chairs off.
Oh, yeah,
far
the
left
white
button,
button.
turn the
I
chairs
forgot
off.
about that.
The cube over there.
The far left
You can
one.
turn the
You're, like,
mirror on if you want.
touching Keiki's
Oh,
antennas,
yeah,
and they
it's on
just
the mirror.
face out of existence.
It actually helps quite a bit. There's a Sable mug.
It got me
No, I
quite
like the
excited.
mugs.
That's why.
Actually, yeah, fuck
It's
this
been a
camera.
while.
I'm gonna turn the mirror.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I didn't wish to excite you.
Whoa.
Perfect. Now I can see if I'm stabbing Sin. The answer is yes. But
Now everybody
Yeah.
has to do it.
Always.
so you just where did Volk go? Fuck.
I'm coming back.
I can't. Oh, you're
Oh
just
yeah,
like
it's much better.
there you go.
Yeah. Keiki,
So-
how did you find VR chat? How do you stop playing?
To be honest, it was the video of Ayaka and PDM.
Oh yes.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so both of you got tipped off by roughly the same place. I think they were both on VR chat moments.
Yeah, I think that's what is it.
Yeah.
That it
I
was.
miss idea.
Lured
those,
in by virtual
those videos
anime
were
girls
wholesome.
doing cute things.
You only miss idea because you were in like 70% of the videos.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean that's
the,
like-
the
a
cute,
legit
cute Neko
reason.
waifu with blue hair.
The last
Narcissists.
video uploaded was with me and a user named Exalted, who also I don't think plays anymore. And we were just making yeah noises at each other for like an hour.
I think I've seen that video.
I want.
It has a
I
lot
wanna
of
rewind
it has TCL in it.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Is TCL saying yeah?
No, but it has TCL in it.
I don't know if he.
God, I
Don't
wish.
you need to pay money for that?
I don't know if he can.
I mean,
I mean,
Ayaka paid
it seems like
TCL to
against-
dab.
Yeah,
So
Mm.
Ayaka bought subs because TCL dab, so...
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
I
I've
wanted
been
to.
I've been editing that episode, and it's really made me want to buy After Effects. Like, I don't feel like I can do the dab justice with just Premiere.
You
don't
need to
have
have
to.
like the filter and like the big like what's it called when the sound goes way too loud and distorts.
boosted.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Bass
Bass boosted,
boost
yeah,
and
bass
distort.
No,
Yeah.
You
The
need
whole-
to
the
edit
whole
it
thing.
in like the style of like 2015 MLG parodies.
Oh
You
yeah,
know the ones?
yeah, that would
With the
work
God
too.
rays?
That'd be good.
Yeah, with
The
the
God
God
rays
rays
and
and like
the
the
markers.
horns and the Snoop Dogs.
And like the oh voice, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Wombo
Junior, he
combo.
does. Wombo
I need
combo.
Falco.
Tactical nuke
Hey,
inbound.
Falco.
Get
Happy
no
feet,
scopes!
wombo combo.
Get no
Where you at?
scopes!
Where you at?
Where are you at?
Oh,
Where
baby,
you
in
at?
trouble.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You're like 90% of the way to a typical
There you go.
montage there.
There you go. Okay, so our guests. We know why you're here. We know how you got here, but where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you go? What games have you been playing?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I don't know. A lot of JRPGs. Previously, Stellaris for a good while. That's a fun one.
Ooh, boomer game.
Various like open world like Minecraft like games. Satisfactory recently. A lot of
Same
games.
with Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain,
Played
yeah.
a lot of that.
How are you playing Satisfactory? It doesn't come out for like a year.
It's already out.
What do you mean? It's out now.
Hey.
I can't find it on Steam anywhere. Why? It's not out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry, sorry, we're on the alpha.
Yeah, it's actually not
It's-
out yet.
Okay.
yeah,
It's on the
sorry.
beta
Yeah.
client. Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Thanks for
paying to
beta
participate
testing,
in an alpha
losers.
test. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for
probably.
beta testing, PC cucks.
Console cucks.
Jesus.
So-
It is
so-
a terrible launcher though. Really, it is.
Ugh.
So, what do we have actually to discuss with, like do we actually have anything? Like, I know we have the Quest
Do we
stuff,
ever
but, I
have,
wanted to
like,
save that for
Fucking
later.
whatever, I don't know.
We literally plan these episodes the day of, like hours before. Okay, cut us a break. So,
I mean, maybe we can get Zelda out of the way. Like, that's a kind of small thing.
yeah.
It was just announced recently. So Nintendo Labo VR, it's a cardboard headset for the Switch. Has like they've announced that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting an update that supports VR just by like turning it on in the options. This means that the vast majority of the game, minus the cutscenes, is fully playable in VR.
At a silky
Um,
smooth 2 FPS.
At
No,
320 by
thing,
240.
No.
Zelda,
Breath of the Wild was
like
at 30 FPS.
the
Just
Switch
normally.
is 720p. Breath of the Wild is
Yeah.
up to 30 in normal gameplay, and it has frame drops. How the hell have they like gotten to a point? How have they managed to qualify for the Nintendo seal of quality?
They haven't. They haven't.
What a wonderful world you live in where you think that still means anything.
I'm honestly like, oh no, it didn't mean anything back on the NES either. Like the worst games got it. But like I'm honestly actually like interested to see like what they could have possibly done to make them think that it's a shippable like product. It's Nintendo, so like I'm ready to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's cool. Maybe
just
like it's just that since you hold it up to your head, there
Just
isn't really
works.
any problem with the frame rate. Maybe just because of the
Well,
way
So
they have
that's
it
been
set
brought
up, it
up.
doesn't matter that
Yeah,
much.
because
Yeah.
you can limit your turn rate, like because you have to hold it on your face, you can really lower in the rate of movement that you would expect a normal user to be using, or a normal user to be like moving it around at. So frame drops and using things that are similar to like ASW and stuff like that, you can kind of fake it.
Anti-submarine warfare.
from what I understand. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a joke, probably, but
Listen to this guy talking like he's a VR dev or something.
VR designer.
Quake was a good game.
Quake was a good game.
Yeah,
Get it?
when's Quake
Hi.
VR? When the fuck is Quake VR? How about that?
Can we
Oh,
do that
God.
already?
Now you want
can do-
you're
we
talking
can
about
do-
motion
We
sickness.
could do
that's
ray
it.
traced Quake VR, like do ray
we-
traced
Oh my
Quake
God.
2, and then do it in
There's
VR.
Yep.
there's a
Quake was a good
Doom
game.
like
I mean, we
There's
have
a
ray traced
Doom VR,
Minecraft. Why not ray trace Doom?
yeah.
Well, you could do ray traced Quake right now. I've run it before on my 2080. It actually is really cool.
Is it actually ITX ray tracing?
Yeah. No, it uses the actual you have to have a compatible RTX card and it runs.
Hmm.
And it's like you kind of have to I wouldn't say you have to look really close, but you have to be paying a little bit of attention because a lot of the effects are things where you just kind of take it for granted, and then you realize that every light is casting on everything, like everything. There's real-time reflections on literally anything that's smooth at all. It's just really, I don't know.
So when's
nice?
VR chat getting ray tracing?
Yeah, never.
Cool.
Oh God.
The same day that
Does
they
it-
remove user uploads entirely.
Yeah.
The
Does
same day
Apex
where we get a
on
mobile
VR
VR
chat, VR
port.
chat
Thank
adds
you.
ray tracing and it doesn't get used because everyone's using anime shaders.
Exactly. Everybody just use flat lit tune, but for ray tracing, it's like, all right,
No,
one ray to this
we'll just-
person's
when-
face.
when do we-
there
when
you
do we get
go.
a ray trace
Flat
flat
we'll
color,
just use
whatever.
ray tracing for when a panty shot slips by.
Use ray tracing from my hair. Like do this like reflection-y thing, do that but with ray tracing.
You could do that. Yeah.
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 See,
I'll
that's
believe it when I see it.
that's a lot of the cool part of like the ray tracing things that you see when you're running at least the Quake one, because like I have to set up the material on like my clothes here to have a cube map and then have it set up smoothness and have it set up roughness and things like that. But literally all you would have to do for ray tracing is just say, all right, this part is this reflective, which is the same as a smoothness mask, and then you don't have to fake a cube map or have a reflection probe in the map. It's just on.
It just works. It
Yeah.
just works.
It just
Sounds fun.
works.
Wonder how
Thanks,
that works
Todd.
for things that are I mean, I assume it would work like a render target for things that are outside of outside of what's being normally rendered without ray tracing, like shit behind me.
Hmm. I mean,
I
they'd
wonder
probably
how,
call
like-
it out just like anything else, but you would have to keep around important things like lights.
Hmm. Well,
You can
in
do
the,
that
in the
with
ray
current
tracing
engines.
demo for, I think it was Unreal. You could see like quite often the little drone that the demo was following would look into like the reflection of a building and see itself and things behind it and stuff. Just makes me wonder, like maybe they have something where like culling can be turned off on a per ray basis.
Probably. Like, the problem is if you start calculating, it's like what should be culled based on where rays can possibly bounce. First off, I mean, that's already a ray tracing problem, so now you've got to solve that. And second off, then nothing is fucking culled because rays can go anywhere. So, but then again,
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really matter. Culling might not actually be a problem because, like, it only matters where the rays hit and then sample. So, that idea, I mean, this is talking way beyond my pay grade, but maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe you just don't have occlusion culling.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think that might
You know
actually
what
be
else
the
is
case.
interesting?
We'll see how that plays out.
You know what else is interesting?
Getting a
You.
subscription at audible.com. Wait, no, hold on. We don't have that yet.
No, we're not sponsored yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored yet. Anyway, what was really interesting to me was when VR Chat decided that they were going to a mobile platform.
Whoa.
VR chat coming to Nintendo Labo.
No, absolutely not.
VR chat for Vive. Just Vive.
So we
Yeah.
we
Cosmos.
we talked about this in the April Fool's episode, which is ironic given that nobody believed that it would be possible. But we got a little bit more information recently about how the Quest version of VRChat's going to work. And so
Yeah, that stuff all broke out. It was all announced yesterday, I think, or was it the day before?
It was yesterday.
I think yeah, it was yesterday. So to save Tupper from having to answer any questions, I'll try to explain most of everything the best I can. There is a really good blog post about how all this stuff works, but basically, there is. Yeah, he wrote it. So there is cross-platform play between the PC platform and the Quest platform. However, content isn't necessarily shared the same way between them. So when you develop content for VRChat, you can upload a version for the Quest and a version for the PC. And depending on which platform you're on, that version of the content will be served to you. So you can upload an avatar for the PC and then upload a separate avatar for the Quest on the same ID, and depending on which platform you're on, you'll same avatar ID, and you'll get, a different avatar based on which platform you're on, which gave me some really, really weird things, really weird thoughts. Because you can do the same thing for Worlds as well.
Yep.
But that made me think, how would this affect the way people interact with each other based on which platform they're on? Because there's nothing stopping you from uploading a world for PC users that is completely, utterly different from Quest users.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
The way networking works, if it doesn't match up properly, then you'd see people floating or clipping in walls and stuff. But
right.
Yeah.
But that gave me a really cool idea. What if there was a puzzle world, right? Where you had to have a Quest user.
I know exactly where you're going.
A PC user.
I know exactly where this is going.
That's cool.
Because only certain people could see certain things about the puzzle. You have to work together because only one person could see what they're seeing on each individual platform. Which, as limited as the requirements are on the Quest right now, as we have right now, which is subject to change. You guys have said that before, it's subject to change. But as it is right now, there's a fair amount of limitations for making content for the Quest, which is understandable. But it just makes me wonder, how are people going to adapt to that?
We've thought a lot about it, and I've thought a lot about it personally, but when VRChat, or before VRChat kind of had an easy way to import avatars into VRChat PC, there wasn't really a standard cookie cutter VRChat avatar, which right now there definitely is. Probably one of those, maybe one of those. See, look, there's two of those there. Maybe something like that. I don't know, a TDA or something along those lines.
Everywhere.
Some MMD or something like that. But the thing is, the MMD, if you try to port an MMD into the standards needed for
the Quest,
for
you're not
Quest,
gonna do it.
it's not gonna happen. Just don't bother. I mean, there might be some out there. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing models pop up on Booth for that meet Quest qualifications. So
I've been I follow a lot of Booth modelers, and they've all been talking about making low poly versions of existing models. One of them has already done that. Ainsu. They made it was this girl with blue hair and a very lewd red bodysuit. You might have seen it. And the guy he streamed himself doing the entire thing, manual decimating it down to 5K polys with the highest amount of detail possible in 512 by 512 textures.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
You can definitely do it. And,
it looks really
the models
good.
Even with super limited, I'm really excited to see even with these because of these super low recommendations on there, we're going to see a lot of creative ways to get around these different problems, which is exactly what actual game developers have to do, especially for console and mobile and etc.
Something that doesn't really come up much anymore is that back when the limit of the poly limit in VRChat was 20K, you'd always get a warning saying you should really aim for 10K. And for a lot of things like that, people saw that as unreasonable. But given the amount of like techniques you can do to get better detail at a lower poly count, from a game development perspective, 10K for a character model is very much reasonable. To the point where in VR, if you had a 10K model with like normal maps and ambient occlusion and stuff baked from a much higher one, odds are it would start to clip out of your vision before you get close enough to make out that it isn't actually modeled. Like, there's a lot of really good techniques you can do for that, and it's nice to like see more of an incentive to use them. Normal mapping is amazing.
Yeah.
It's where like in the Xbox 360 generation, graphics went from like to whoosh, and then just kind of sat there. And like, for the last
they were definitely like
15 years, they've sat at a thing because like super high poly things today look like in detail wise they look about the same at 1080p as like the low poly things back then with really intricate normal maps.
Right. A lot of this is due to, first off, I mean, they do have higher poly models now, like, for example, like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all of those had pretty high poly models, but when I say high poly, I don't mean 100,000 on Alloy or whatever. Like, she was maybe, 30K, but extremely careful and detailed normal maps, metallic maps, smoothness maps, thickness maps, so she could have, screens, the subsurface scattering kind of faked on there. There's a lot of techniques to do that. So the other point I wanted to make is a lot of people say they're only really familiar with VRChat, and they're only really familiar with modeling for VRChat, and they're only really familiar with modeling for VRChat from MMDs. Like, that is the majority workflow that most people are familiar with. So to them, seeing 5K is obnoxious. That's ridiculous. They're like, the only thing they've ever known is that most models are 40K, and anything lower than that is like you're going to lose detail, which is completely untrue. But they just don't know.
Most people have accessories on their avatars that are more than 5K polys.
I saw this guy once that had a ring that was 100,000 polygons just for a ring. You could barely see it looking at it.
Remember?
Why doesn't that guy just
bannable
go
to me.
on
That sounds
YouTube or
bannable.
something?
Remember Matt?
Learn how to
I'm
listen
sure,
to
I'm sure it's
That's
fine.
But I mean, you get what I mean, right? Like people get used to these numbers, and they get used to how it works for VRChat, and they see something like 5,000 polys for a character. From my experience, that's nothing. But the thing is they've never actually been modeling. They've never actually been making characters. They've never actually been creating meshes from scratch.
To take like the model that you've been working with and reducing it down without a lot of like knowledge of how to do that effectively without losing a ton of detail. So a lot of people won't bother.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of retopology talk is going on in the Quest channels, like pretty much all across the place. But
yeah, that's cool.
MMDs were never meant for real-time rendering. They were always meant for you stick it in a video, you animate it a frame at the time. You don't care how quickly it renders because you just press render and it runs through.
The model is way outside the scope for like game use. I think VRChat's kind of like the release period of VRChat is kind of like the first real time that we're available to have like a game with like the average model at this kind of high poly count.
And also because you need like a beefy GPU just to do VR in the first place, most people can handle the extra polygons.
Yeah. I mean, even with like a desktop GPU or a integrated GPU, like 100,000 polys isn't that bad for like, an Intel HD, whatever is the current one. Like, not a huge problem. Like, handling huge amounts of polygons is not really an issue. But then you leave the x86 platform, and things get a little weird and a little bit more difficult.
Various things will scale with poly count as well, like skinning being like one of the main ones. Like the bigger your poly count, and the more intricate your weights, the more skinning is going to take on the. I think it's CPU time. I don't think we have GPU skinning yet.
Well, no, a skinning call is you send the information about the deforms and the mesh to the GPU, and the GPU does the actual
The
deform.
GPU deforms the polygons. Yeah.
We're getting real technical in here.
I remember like when I tried to run VR chat on my old laptop, it actually it behaved pretty well until I came face to face with Tupper, and this cup has the material from his old wings on it, and something about it, like it uses a screen grab. That it might just be the presence of a screen grab or something, but it destroyed my laptop. It was like, if Tupper's wings were in view, it was just, no, stop playing immediately.
Well, it did refraction. The shader does a ton of refraction, that kind of stuff, and it splits out. It does a chromatic aberration thing as well. One thing, actually, that we're probably going to run into problems as soon as we open up shaders a little bit more. Right now, by the way, shaders are very restricted. It's just standard in like Unity Mobile. We do want to have things like a toon shader. Yeah, we're thinking about throwing in a toon shader that's either something that we write or something along those lines. I mean, Cubed works for VR chat, so it wouldn't be hard to say, hey, Cube, take flatlit toon light and then adapt it a little bit more. Because right now, flatlit toon light is even more performant than standard, so it's a really good shader.
I think it's like just the basic light call and spherical harmonics.
Yeah, it's not a long shader.
Which is all you need.
Yeah.
The purpose of like having a flatlit shader like that, I think it mainly it's mainly there to stop people from using unlit, because like in old VR chat, anyone using an anime model would use unlit because like you don't want smooth shading on it. Lots of anime models were made like specifically
Don't remind me of this.
Low detail shading in mind, and so we used unlit, and it was just.
Dark Worlds were awful.
My eyes. I can feel my retinas
Like you just be
burning.
sitting around in like a dark world, and you turn
PTSD.
around and you see just a group of people and just bright.
It was really bad when you go into avatar testing and go into that little room.
Yeah.
And it's like completely black, except for Tsunari is over there in the corner, and Tsunari is blasting you with light.
It's like walking around the house at night. It's walking around in the dark, and then someone just shines a flashlight in your face. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Well, to kind of close out this discussion, I think the Quest and the PC platforms are going to end up a little bit separated. Almost separate communities, because
100%.
a lot of people are probably not going to end up trying to serve content to the Quest specifically unless the only thing they have is the Quest. There's going to be a few things where people will want to make sure that both platforms are served, but I think as we stand right now, a lot of people are against the whole Quest thing. But I think as time goes on, people will start to, adapt and realize that the Quest is going to be more capable than people think it is.
Yes.
People are going
I'm
to
excited.
find out new techniques and find out how to, skirt around these restrictions in a way that is, viable and, makes the platform shine.
I'm excited to play around, like getting my content on Quest. Like this world should be a no-brainer. It's just
pretty much.
It's a cardboard box. But I want to get my other world, like the Noi Noi. I want to start working on that again and make like a nice like retro style version of that for the Quest. I think that'd be nice. All in one.
Pretty good idea.
One mesh.
I think more people are going to be making like Quest versions of their content than you think. I think the Quest is going to be pretty, like, as someone who has used one a significant amount, it's I think more people are going to buy it than you think. I'm
definitely going to buy one day one. Like when it comes out, I'm stopping by Best Buy on my way home from work.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, I've heard people describe it as the Switch of VR headsets, and yeah, I can get that. I mean, it's not super powerful. It's not gonna, like, you can't run I was about to say you can't run Doom on the Switch, but then fuck. You can't run like super crazy high level experiences on it, but you would be very surprised that with like a capable dev team, what kind of applications people are coming up with. And then within the
Switch
scope
is a
of
really good
VR
example
chat,
of that, actually. Like,
yeah,
people have managed to get some insanely good looking things on the Switch. Like Mario Kart 8 at 60 FPS, 1080p. It looks and feels amazing.
I was
And
really
I don't know
surprised
how
by
they
the
did
Switch
that.
when it came out. Like,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild looks great. Mario
It's on
Odyssey looks
Tegra.
great. Like,
it's a
people-
down volted Tegra X1, which is the same
Volted.
like GPU that got I think it was in the
Is that why you
Nexus
have X1 on your
7.
face?
No, that's 11. So
Nice Stranger Things reference.
there's already so actually I do want to point this out. Two things. First off, there's already people building stuff on the Quest, or the Go build, I guess, because there's the Go preview build. You can go in if you
so
have a
that's out
Go,
now.
and you can look at the Pug. Owlboy's already working on the Pug, and you can just go to it, and it works in the Quest. It works in the Go. If for some
do
reason
you
you have a
know
Quest, you
if
can
there's
check it
going
out.
to be like a Quest-ready world section in the worlds?
They just don't. They appear if they're on Quest, and they don't if they don't.
Oh, okay.
Like,
that's
Okay,
cool.
that makes
It's
more
just
sense.
there. Yeah. So, like, if the asset bundle, to be more technical, if the asset bundle isn't available for Android, then the API response for, hey, I'm a Quest, give me a list of worlds, will not include worlds you can't go to.
Is that how things are right now, or is that how things are going to be?
No, that's how things are right now, at least for the worlds. Like,
Oh,
favorite
sweet.
avatars are a little wonk. Like, you'll get your favorites, for example. Like, I see all my favorites on there, but if I switch to any of them, then it just Redman's. So,
I think that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, a lot of this is still in progress. Like, we're still working really heavily on the Quest build. A lot of the behavior is still being worked on, and that translates over to the Go build, which, before I get to the last point, middle point is the Go build is not going to be supported over time. It is just a development assistant tool. I've gotten a couple people ask me, it's like, are you going to support the Go from now on? It's like, no, absolutely not. It just happens to be pretty damn close to the Quest as far as architecture and structure goes. Doesn't perform nearly as well. I was in a world with like 6 or 7 Go testers. I was running at like 60, and they were running at like 11. So there's a little difference.
Unlucky.
And the final point, there is a build on Steam that you can get to that allows crossplay right now. It's called like Quest Beta. So if you know someone that is using either a Quest, if they have one, again, if they are a VR developer, or if they have a Go and they're in the Go program, you can go and join on them. And as long as the world has both a, like the Pug, it has both a Windows asset or a PC asset technically, and a mobile asset, an Android asset. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff. If you don't know anything about it, there's like 10 million fucking documentation bullshit, whatever. Just go read it. Fuck.
So I'm gonna ask
Read
this.
the
I don't know
blog.
if you can answer. Sorry. Is Udon going to be on the Quest? Like, is it on the Quest build?
I think so. The official answer is we don't have an answer yet, and the unofficial answer is I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
Okay.
But I
you
don't
also
know
vote?
anything. So
No, nothing.
I've known Tupper
Well,
for a long time, and I will say he doesn't know
You-
everything.
Shut up.
Oh no!
God, you say this like every day.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
God.
we've
I'll
spent
gap it
like
for a few
half
months.
of our time talking about the Quest. To
Please.
close it out,
shit. Are you still there? Or is it just me? To close it out, everyone gets disconnected from the room. Hold on, if the stream is still going, I don't even know. Hold on. Let's figure it out. Unless nobody like disconnected. I don't freaking know. What's our channel? Twitch.tv, the mute list. Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's just me talking. You can't even see any video.
Public world?
No,
Oh, yeah.
it's just my box.
I can't believe
I
this.
joined on you, and it was like a public instance of your world, but you weren't there.
Huh.
And then I got the invite.
Huh. Huh.
I can't believe this.
I wonder if
We got hubbed
We got hubbed.
in the middle of our podcast.
Tragedies.
I hope it's not playing the. Oh,
It is.
it's not. It was playing the
No.
opening time.
How's it?
What did you say, Tupper?
How's it?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Do you know what
What
the
did he
last thing
say?
I heard before we all disconnected out of here was? It was like, so now that we've got that, it's something like, now that we've got that out of the way, and then it just cut off. Everyone was gone.
Now that we got that out of the way,
Fades to black.
Yeah, exactly.
Glad that's explained.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened there. Probably instance died for some stupid reason. Whatever.
Tupper, fix
I
it.
noticed like everyone
Alright, I
stopped
did.
moving, and I could only hear Compat talking.
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
saw
it was
Sam
my
move a little
internet
bit right
because my
before I
internet cuts out all the
disconnected.
time. But
And this IK cut out,
And
and I
then-
heard voices for a
and-
while, and then.
yeah, like everyone stopped moving. I thought that was my internet. I heard Compat talking, and I saw Keiki disappear. Then I saw Compat disappear. Then I saw Volt disappear, and everyone just kind of disappeared one by one, and then just
Yeah, I saw everybody stop moving
Someone
like
did the snap.
while I was monologuing, and I was like, oh shit.
Snap twice.
And then I got hubbed.
Jeez.
Well, anyway, to close out my point before I was rudely interrupted, I think the Quest is... Shut up, Tupper! I think the Quest is a more capable platform than people think, and I'm excited to see the Wild West of VR chat once again.
I wasn't gonna say
No.
anything. What you
I
got
just
me
want to
saying?
do this with the Quest.
You can.
Bring headpad to the quest.
I'm
You
ready
could
to
even
request.
be right next to each other and then head pat each other.
Exactly.
Ah, yeah, you can do that.
Is the Quest the first portable system with one-to-one headpads? Like
It would be
literally
interesting,
perfect
'cause,
head
like,
tracking.
you'd have to, like,
It's gonna be
coordinate
out
your
by
height
the time we go to
differences.
AX.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
That can be figured out.
See, like, so Tupper, that's a good point, the height differences thing. Because if I'm standing up tall like
size
this,
difference.
and I go to head pat Keiki, I'd be hitting Keiki in the chest right now.
Mhm.
Could be worse.
You gotta make a height restriction for the Quest.
Yeah, there's at least one or two people I remember from AX who were like, their avatars in game are super short, but then you meet them in real life. This guy is 6'6". Okay, cool.
Pfizer.
Pfizer, yeah.
I wasn't gonna name names.
But TTL
Yeah,
is the
I-
opposite.
yeah,
Yeah,
TTL is
they
shorter
really
than I
are
expected.
Yeah.
And then you meet him in real life, and you're like eye to eye with him, and it's really freaking you out. It's like I don't
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
look
yeah,
up
yeah.
to talk
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
Well,
Leroy as well. Leroy just posted in chat.
He mentioned that, and he was like,
Meet-
yeah.
meeting Leroy at TwitchCon. It feels nice to have to look up for once.
Mhm.
But speaking of meeting people in real life, you guys have something to talk about. I'm just gonna go stand over.
Bye.
I'm just gonna.
Oh.
I'm just gonna.
We
I'm just take my leave.
take off your jacket.
We're going to Sakurai
Sakura
Con.
Kan Ikimasu.
Sakurai Con.
Yeah.
Sakurai Con.
Garugamesh.
We're gonna go to
Never
Sakura
ask me
Con and
for
get hit
anything,
by a
Kurika.
truck.
Garugamesh. Yeah, we're going to
Garugamesh.
Sakura Con. We're all going. Every single person. Yes, I think.
Every
On the
single
couch?
person.
Yeah, every single
On the
person.
couch.
All
Every
of us
single
on the couch
person.
right now are going. We're going
The
this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, there we go.
entirety
Now all of
the
us on the
mules.
couch.
Everyone here.
Everyone.
Oh, you're not. That's right. Are you not coming?
No, I'm going to AX, but that's the only trip I can really do.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so
Oh.
everyone on the couch now is going to Sakura Con.
Yay.
It's in Seattle.
Yeah.
It is the weekend after this one, so I guess whenever this gets on
The
YouTube, it's no
18th
longer going to
to
be
the
relevant.
21st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've got
Th-
If you're
this is-
watching this on
this is not
YouTube,
gonna
we've
be on
already been
YouTube
there.
before.
yeah. We've got
let us
like
know
a
how
bunch
it
of cool
was.
stuff set up. Yeah, let us know in
Let
the
us-
comments below. Don't
let
forget
us
to
know in the
like and
comments
notify
how
bell,
it went.
subscribe and join, and subscribe to my Indiegogo.
Don't forget
Subscribe
the
to
affiliate
my
link down
iTunes.
there.
So
Don't forget if you
yeah,
have Twitch,
don't do
You
that.
have
And-
Twitch.
watch us.
Oh. Oh wait, are we gonna
Right
stream
now.
at Twitch? Are we gonna
Go
stream
watch
at
us live
SakuraCon
on
at Twitch?
twitch.tv/the mute list. Right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Where did
Anyways.
that go?
about the thing that we're talking about, so that we can get done with it and compact and come back. What?
I'm not on the couch. It's fine.
Okay, so we're going to SakuraCon. We're gonna hang out in a Airbnb, and then you're
Two
gonna go to a
Airbnbs.
convention. 2 Airbnbs. They're right next to each other.
That is going to
Really
be
nice
chaos.
ones too. It is
It's
gonna be complete chaos.
be- Yeah.
Because-
$400 drink fund?
550
500.
actually.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've already discussed that we can't spend all of that on alcohol. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
please,
yes,
Dan.
Theon, this is an Elite
Who's that?
Dangerous only stream.
yes, exactly. So yeah, we're gonna get nice and toasty. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some memes. I'm gonna be mixing those up for
We're gonna have
people,
some
and we're gonna go to
memes.
we're gonna go to the convention.
That's a weird way of
and
saying M&Ms.
yeah. No, it's a drink.
I know.
Do I have
know.
to describe the drink? It's a good
The
drink.
mini drink.
1 part
No,
Bailey's, 1
no.
part Kahlua, and 1 part 99 bananas. Be very careful and
great.
don't be like Gamma and mix it 1 part to 1 part to 1 part such that you fill up an entire glass. You'll
So
die.
99% of it is bananas.
That sounds like a good time.
No, 99% of
Wait,
it
the
is
bananas?
alcohol. I'm sorry.
What percentage is
49.5% of it is alcohol. It's
Oh.
99 proof, which means 49.5% alcohol.
that? Oh.
It is half alcohol.
That's
Yeah,
So-
that
that's a
probably don't
lot.
want a lot of that.
Yeah, so what you do is you do an ounce of each of those and you mix them together, and it tastes like a chocolate banana milkshake that gets you absolutely trashed. It's great. You have to be very careful with it
sounds
though.
Ugh.
So yep, we're gonna do that. Despite
Not-
Dargoon's telling me that it's a terrible
Everyone else
idea.
is.
Well, yeah. Despite
He's
Dargoon's
right.
telling me it's a terrible idea, I am going to probably go see WT Snacks because I saw him a couple of times before. Because he does that
He was
whole
at
DJ
AX
thing
this
now.
last time.
Yeah,
he
it
was.
Summit AX.
I saw him.
So it'll be fun.
Sunpat was
I
doing
don't really
Orange
know.
Justice.
I don't know any of the other music that stop. Please. Okay, good. I don't really know any of the other music that's going on though, because I'm old. I guess that's probably my excuse.
Hirano Aya is gonna be at Fanime.
Who?
The voice of Haruhi and Konata.
Oh. Speaking of boomer anime,
Yeah, the Boomer Idol.
yeah, the boomer item. Oh god, that fucking song is burned into my head. I'm hearing it right now. Stop.
You're
one
welcome.
of the first fucking anime conventions I ever went to was like the like the previous season had just finished airing, and that season was the season that Haruhi had aired. So
Oh,
everyone
God.
was just doing the fucking dance everywhere.
Everyone
It was
doing
just-
Haru
it's just-
UK.
yeah. Just it was like there were like walkway second level things, and you would just be walking along and look at all the people down there, and there's like a group over here that's doing it, and you could hear them with their thing, but then there was a separate group over here doing it, but they were in different sync. Like it was like this was independently set up, two separate groups. This happened several times.
If you
It was ugh.
if you're ever bored and you need some entertainment, Google search Anime Club Hara Hara UK, and just watch the videos that come up.
Do not. So yeah, if you're gonna come to SoccerCon,
As
come hang out
someone who
with
hasn't
us.
been to Anime Long, is that like the weeb version of like Harlem Shake?
It's
How did he for
2006?
how did he for anime theater? It's
Hardy was good when it came out, and is no longer that great now.
It was one of the original like must-watch shows. So it was kind of everyone was into it. It was either like you were into shonen shit like Naruto, or you were into the good
Shonen's
shit.
always
like
lived in its
Haruhi.
own little ditch over there.
Just
They've
backfire.
just been watching Bleach since 1974. It's fine, whatever.
The high.
Fucking Jesus, I don't like shonen. No, I hate it.
You got some?
I'm good.
The fuck?
Yeah, Kamen Rider is technically shonen.
All right, if we're gonna talk about Kamen Rider, I'm fucking out of here.
No, we don't need to.
We were
I do
talking about
wanna-
it in the pre-show, so
I
Yeah, I
wanna bring
know.
up
You
the
stopped
thing
as soon as I
where,
got here.
I was talking to Ave about Oculus Quest avatars yesterday, and I remembered Ray used to do little plush versions of his friends. Like if he were to open up and do commissions for that, it would just be like
he'd make a
Oculus Quest
killing.
avatar.
He'd make a killing.
Yeah.
Everyone could commission Ray for a little plush, for a little Fumo plush, and use that.
Several people
upload
have
that as
already
their
had
Oculus
this
Quest
idea.
avatar.
Like several people have already had this idea of like commission, like, hey, I could walk up to people, see if that they have a Quest
it's
version of the
finished.
avatar. It's like, hey, I can create a Quest version of your avatar. I can make a nice little like cute chibi version or whatever with the same proportions, but appropriate performance so that they can see you. So
Just
I think
just
that'd
have
be
like
cool.
the
when it's
cheap,
here.
like a little like Nesoberry kind of plush, but just replace your head in the Quest version, and just have the rest of the body invisible.
Okay. VRChat is coming to the Oculus Quest in spring 2019.
Spring
Yeah.
2019.
sure is.
Tupper, when's VRChat coming to the Quest?
It's fucking dumb.
I bet it's
When it's
spring
fucking done.
2019.
I bet it'll come out.
You know what? I bet it comes out too.
You know,
It's a good bet, isn't it?
there was like a thing pushed
Do you have
like today or
sensitive eyes?
yesterday. Today, I think. right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an atlasing artifact.
Yes,
It releases
I can
it.
talk about that too if you want me to.
There's another update. Tupper played a role
Oh,
in
nobody
this.
cares about this update.
What are you talking about?
This is Tupper's thing. It's like Tupper being the guy.
Wait, what?
Aren't you
talking
like
about-
in charge of labs?
No, I'm not in charge of it, but I'm definitely
Being the
highly
design
involved
guy
with
for
it.
this one.
No,
VR design guy.
At VR design guy.
So someone else worked on a lot of the design and the implementation, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess because I am the community, I am a community manager for VRChat, and I'm in contact with a lot of the community, and I try and keep in contact with a lot of them. A lot of the time, design projects say, what would the community think of this more than likely at large? So we approach problems that way as well. that's how I helped out with this particular thing. And then also with media, I do a lot of the writing for VR chat releases and things like that. So all the documentation, all of the blog posts that got released for Community Labs. Anyways, Community Labs entered stage 2 today, which means that Compass Gay and Megan out with Keiki, while Volt is watching.
Whoa.
Wow. I have learned
Wow.
like 6 things in the last 10 seconds about my friends. All right.
Compass an
So,
incel.
I don't know if you were watching closely enough. But Compat was getting headbutted.
what?
I have a legitimate offense to that. Don't rat me in with those people.
Oh my god. Yeah, don't do that, but that was funny.
You can't say that. You can't
That's
say that
really
about people.
Compass
Oh,
a cute
shit.
fox.
Take it back.
Okay, I'm sorry. Compat's a cute fox. Compat makes cute fox noises when sleeping.
No is
don't
it
I
tell
lost
them
encourage
that
you
in
to hang out with Compat until he falls asleep
Don't tell them that
and
much.
listen to the noises.
Don't tell them that much. I just can't win. I just can't win.
No, it's
So Community Labs,
God.
huh?
Sure, whatever. It came out,
Manual
and now
world reviews are gone. Crab rave.
yes.
Are they
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
like, completely gone?
Yeah, completely.
So does that give you a bunch of free time to do like
So,
other
let
more
me-
important things?
Yes, so I'm going to explain this as quickly as I can, but also as completely as I can. Previously, the way it worked is if you wanted a world public in VR chat, such as Noe's cardboard box, you would submit it to a Google form, and it would appear with a bunch of information, and someone would actually physically go and look at the world and make sure everything was okay in it. This has a lot of different problems with it, the largest of which is the amount of work that takes. The first stage of Community Labs was twofold. First off, we changed it so that if your world is already public, you no longer have to get it re-reviewed. It just goes up. The second stage, or the second big part of Community Labs Part 1 was that we introduced a lot of different stats tracking, and we introduced the Community Labs section, which are worlds that aren't public yet, but you can go to them. But you do have to go through a disclaimer and click on a little thing when it comes up, just to let you know, by the way, no one's looked at this. It might be total garbage, and it might be goatsy. Who knows? Like, you're on your own. So what we released today is an advancement of that, where we have turned off manual review completely. And depending on how users act in the world while they're in the world, and that's literally all the detail I'm going to give you about it, the system will eventually make that world public based on its performance. So, like, think of how a good world might be categorized. If you're a person looking at whatever stats you want about a world, you probably are making the correct guesses at what is measured for, a world getting out of Community Labs. You
Whether
can also
or not
report
I
worlds.
immediately open my menu afterwards.
Who knows? So, yeah. So, all that's done. We no longer have manual review. I have a couple of more manual review worlds that are in there that I guess I should probably do since they got in right under the bell. I'll probably deal with that later. But
I'm really gonna miss looking at the public forum for that.
yes. So
Go to
funny you
VRPill's
mention
Twitter.
that. Go to VRPill's Twitter after this, or right now if you're watching.
I saw
And
that. That's great.
He has like these videos
So
set
funny.
to like sad music or whatever of like the best shit that he found. And one of my favorite ones I saw was a map called "Do you guys want to hear Sicko Mode or Mobamba?" And the comment of it for it being declined was, "I am not familiar with either of these songs. Reviewed by VR Pill." And I was like, "Holy fuck, that's so good." It was just, oh god, like. He clips out a lot of good ones. I mean, there's a couple in there where it's just bad shit. Like, for example, the one world that they wanted full ambient lighting, right? So everything is lit from every direction at once. Like you just receive a flat lighting. So what they did instead of turning on ambient, which is essentially free, is they took 6 directional lights, pointed one up, pointed one down, pointed one left, pointed one right, pointed one forward, pointed one back, and turned all the intensities on all of them to 200 because the only shader they knew how to use was noise.
Cube does that too.
Cube does that too.
Unfortunate.
But
Wyoming used to do that.
yes,
Well,
Wyoming
Wyoming
used
is
to
an
do that.
option.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't do
So-
that anymore.
Yeah. So that's done. That's gone. That is a huge, huge, huge amount of time that we've gotten back for our entire community team. No joke, probably around 160 to 200 hours a week of total like working hours spent on World Review. Sounds about right.
Jeez.
Probably more than that. And it wasn't efficient. It wasn't really complete. We had a bunch of hacked together scripts to help us like do these things. That's kind of where like the World Review bot thing came through, the avatar scanner, that kind of thing. So now, if you're in Community Labs, like digging through worlds, which is something you can just like go to worlds, and Community Labs is the third row down now. You can just expand it and find some worlds to look at. If you find a world that's kind of shitty,
I'll go ahead and do it right now.
yeah. Like, you can, like, see you later. And you find a world that's not great, there's going to be a button on the side of your menu called Report World. You just click on it. You say, where's the issue? It's with the environment. What is the issue? It's malicious. It's bad performance, whatever. And those all factor into the whole thing. That's how it do.
This is kind of like user submitted in like Imager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar
like Reddit.
idea.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like Reddit.
It's Dig. It's VR. It's
Yeah.
Dig for VR chat.
Oh no.
yeah. So, like, I mean, there's
Yeah,
no
when can I
upvote, there's no
upvote a world?
downvote. Yeah, there's none of those things because we have the data to know, what users
Can
do
I
in a
give
world. So
VR chat
we can,
You
gold?
get much better metrics than upvote.
yeah, exactly.
Can we give a
We-
VR Chat Silver and VR Chat Platinum as well?
I mean, maybe that's not a bad idea.
That would be a really good monetization route for VR chat,
It's like
Maybe.
have a tip jar object in a
Unironically,
world,
yeah.
and if you touch it, you can
Mhm.
drop some VR tokens in there or whatever. It's like, I like this world. Here's a VR token. It's $1.
VRC coin or VR coin.
Wow,
have
you
to be
guys could
careful
get
with
into
You
the
can get the
crypto.
VRC.
You could get in the crypto market and monetize
see ya.
your game.
Oh, that's going crazy right now. I think crypto is like a big thing.
Do not say
Everyone's
the
doing
fucking.
crypto.
Do not say the C word.
You pay the world creator by GPU
Somebody
mining.
sold too soon.
I still have God, what do I have? I think I have some Ripple somewhere. I don't know. I've had it for a very long
What is
time.
it? E-bolt? Dump it.
Jesus.
What?
Bogdanov. However you pronounce that.
Bogdanov. E-bolt?
Dump it.
Dump it.
Hey, to answer your question,
It's a video.
Jandal, you need a PC. You need a PC running Windows.
You
That's
need a
pretty much it.
PC or
Yeah.
sometime soon an Oculus Quest.
You can get
sometime
VR
soon.
chat on Steam. It has the minimum requirements on there. So if you're not sure, just go to VRchat.com.
Free.
VR chat. It's free.
free now.
There's a
Real 2000s
Terms and
kids
restrictions apply.
remember.
yeah. And you don't need a VR headset to play. I don't know if you mentioned that or not. That is something that we actually have great difficulty communicating to people. It's called VR chat, but it could just be chat. Whatever.
Yeah.
Could just be chat.
Welcome to chat.
Hello and welcome to chat.
What is up, chat?
Hi, welcome to chat. If you haven't already, open your mouth. Use your words.
Ha ha ha.
Use your words.
Use your words and
Johnny.
You didn't mention that they're gonna have
Oh,
to
no.
find
Yes,
some
Papa.
standard issue anime girl for an avatar. That's important too at the beginning.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You first start off with Unity Chan, and
Stay
then
away from
you
GDA.
explore the worlds, and you find the first one that you find in an avatar world looks kind of cute, and then you pick that one, and then as you explore more worlds, you just keep picking the cutest one that you find. Eventually, you like reach a local
Whoa,
maximum.
is that the built-in one?
Yep.
Huh, looks pretty good in this world.
It's using cubed.
Well, okay.
The fuck is that? Are you a kiwi?
To answer Elon when again. There are multiple people being paid per turn for what can be done.
Oh my god!
What the shit?
Fuck is that? Oh my,
On my
who made
kiwi
that?
one.
That's so good.
It's like WarioWare.
That's great. Ah!
Oh no.
Oh, wait,
no.
Jesus, it is
no,
actually a
it's a
kiwi.
kiwi.
Nice. Give me that.
Literally a kiwi.
I like how that
Delicious.
landed on the couch.
Yeah. Holy shit, why are you hitting me? The fuck is your problem, you stupid fucking extinct bird? Jesus.
Kiwis on extinct.
Yeah, well, bound to be.
It's
I'm
gonna
Can we
be.
hungry.
confirm for Smash?
They're missing on a lot of maps.
Yeah. So, what else do we got? Are we close? Oh no.
Okay, let's
Oh,
close it
no.
out quick.
No.
Quick.
So,
Ai, vere art hamburger.
No.
Kaksoispiste DDDDD.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ. So,
My
Oh
eyes.
god.
are we good? Do we have any other things that we want to talk about? Anybody got anything
Yeah,
they want to bring up?
Valve Index. They're still page went up.
Yeah.
Oh yay!
Yes.
We can talk about that one that actually gets like announced fully.
There's basically no further details at this time.
Looks good. Knuckles are Index controllers.
May, but June.
Look! I have my Valve Index controller EV3s.
Yeah, I got my
Yes.
DVs somewhere.
I got my DVs right
Some-
here.
Weird flex, but okay.
Someone decided to meet. Like I saw this on Reddit. I think someone decided to nickname them by meeting in the middle and call them index fingers.
I hate this.
In an elevator. Did somebody say elevator?
Elevator.
Elevator.
Elevator? Well, let me
Elevator.
tell you about my good friend Flip Trip, who spent 4 days in an elevator. He
Was it four?
spent 4 days in an elevator.
It was free, but he bypassed he passed the donation or the sub goal for 4 really
Oh.
quickly.
Jeez.
Flip
Yeah.
Flip Trip is a friend of the show, and he had a lot of fun sitting in VR for 4 days straight and fucking dying.
Hmm.
I
If
said
you
it
wanna-
on the
if you
stream
wanna go
comments, but like,
Hmm?
imagine all the stupid shit Flip could get up to with an Oculus Quest.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Playing VR chat in public for 4 days straight. If you want to go watch you Flip die in an elevator for 4 days, go to his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Flip Trip with 2 P's
PP.
at the end. PP. Flip Trip PP.
PP.
Flip try
Trip
PP.
Flip try PP.
Flip
Okay,
try
got it.
PP. Yep. So, do we have anything else? Like, Valve Index exists. That's all we pretty much know.
Oh, we got on that, whatever.
We talked about the Quest a lot. Do you
No,
have anything to
wild
talk
card
about, guests?
time. What do you
Wild
guys-
card time.
What did you guys do yesterday?
I'm gonna blame Compat.
Worked for about 16 hours
I
straight.
slept
Class
for like
and
12 hours.
My head was on fire. I bleached my hair.
anime
Thanks
shit.
for depositing 5 cents into my bank account, Flip.
It looks good.
I know, isn't it great?
Titty.
Can we talk about what we want? Excuse me?
Titty.
Titty.
All right, just making sure. Can we talk about what we're gonna do after the stream? Because my answer is
Eat.
fucking Taco Bell.
I was gonna
Taco
go to
Bell.
Taco Bell as
Taco?
well.
I want Taco
wow, this is
Bell.
almost
Let's
like
do Taco
tradition.
Bell. Yeah, it
Taco Cast
basically
2
is.
coming soon to the mute list.
Taco Cast coming to a
So we'll
YouTube
get-
channel near
We'll
you.
get
I
Compat
think-
in a call, and then just the rest of us. Can
Yo,
just-
if we seriously do another fucking Taco Bell cast, I will bring a real microphone to AX. Like
I
easy.
think
Yeah.
Let's do it.
AX, yes.
I think we're nearing
I
the
wanna
end
be
of
there.
the mute list season 2. So I think we'll have that as the finale.
Yeah,
Yeah, Taco
Okay.
Cast is going to be the yearly finale.
season
There you
2
go.
Yeah.
lasted like for a
Doesn't-
year. Then
doesn't have to be Taco Bell. It could be Domino's.
I mean, we could do that. Our seasons could be a year long. I mean, we don't
that's
really.
true.
Yeah.
We need to have like a different number of episodes for each season, just to make people like angry.
Well, definitely. Yeah.
It has to be just
I mean,
like
Because
a little
season
bit less
1
than
was
1
4
quarter,
than the OVA,
or a little bit more.
and then we can just do like season 2 being like what? What's that going to be like? Whatever number of episodes, and then the next year.
One every day.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
God. I couldn't. Is that like
Honestly,
that
like-
stream challenge thing? Where you always see people, it's like I'm on the stream challenge, and everyone's at like 2 or 3 out of 365, and you never see that channel again.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going weekly if like it was easier to jump into, but like it's so much hassle to set up for a stream. Like,
Yeah, it's not
and
ideal.
also,
Every other week
also
seems to
keeping
work.
up with editing. I
We
think
should get
it's
an
like-
editor.
like
And in every
Yeah.
other week, every
Keep
other
paying
week is
editing.
like good enough that new things will pop up. Like if we did every week,
Yeah,
we just run out of
every-
things to talk
like-
about.
Yeah, if we do every week, we'd run out of things to talk about. Like, we're already stretching it as it is.
hmm,
Maybe we'll get better at it someday.
we'll get
Uno
better.
más.
Just
Or one second.
include more ship posting,
Oh.
and it'll be fine.
Yeah, we could
Why-
ship
why
this
did-
a
We
little
have
bit.
enough.
Why did you say it in a foreign language and then correct yourself?
Because I said one.
Ah,
I said
see,
one
listen.
more, which isn't exactly correct.
Okay.
It's not really a night for D-boys, I don't think,
Taco Bell,
Leroy,
live mass.
but it's a Taco Bell night.
Are you
I
living
mean, I
mass?
could rise up.
Inside the bean.
D boys, I prefer e-girls.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks.
So
So-
Sakura's
so-
coming up.
Ikimasu.
We should be answering questions
Actually,
for like the
wanted to-
last few minutes of this stream, honestly.
Oh yeah,
If you guys have
give
anything
us-
to ask,
I wanted to say,
go ahead.
we're gonna be cosplaying.
I miss you,
yes.
Ace.
That's why
I'll have this outfit on,
Miss
and
you,
then
Ace.
I'll have this.
another one. Yay!
That's not what I wanted.
Keiki,
out
Leroy
chat.
asks, are you going to dye your hair or just stick with the white?
And get dye my hair. Like this.
Silver?
Twin Tails?
Damn.
At least
Twin tails, fox ears.
Keiki's gonna
Alright.
have compact
Made?
hair.
There we go,
Maid
yeah.
outfit. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to bring my maid outfit to Sakura.
I'm gonna be going
Maybe
to
take you
AX
onto.
dressed as a Kamen Rider.
I could have
best
made
comment
Keiki
ever.
wear a maid outfit at TwitchCon, but I forgot to bring it from my dorm.
Ooh. Actually, there's
I'm
gonna be a
not
lot of
doing it,
alcohol.
Abe.
It might
I'm
be
not
easy to
doing
get
it.
Keiki in a maid outfit.
I'm not doing it.
I mean, I'll bring mine.
Um,
It's like the same one.
I mean, yeah, we have the
I'm-
same one, but
I'm on cosplay as a VR chat developer.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
But like, I have like
You
white
gotta cosplay
stockings
as
with like a
Cube.
black bow.
Well,
Yeah.
Flip, you're doing that,
No,
so I
keep
can't.
this cuter than me.
That's your cosplay.
Yeah, he's no longer a kimono. Thankfully, we purged that out of his system.
Yeah, you guys took me
There's,
to
there's
kimono camp and beat the
no
kimono
more
out of me.
no more of the kimonos on the mute list.
The gay's still there, but you beat the kimono out of me.
Still have
Well,
half
what
the
if-
mute
what if
list
he's
as
used,
animals, but
we'll see how this plays out. We might need to commission Ray for a new drawing. If it sticks.
I'm sure it'll be
We
fine.
have a couple cats, a fox, a boat, and an ice thing.
A
Robots.
refrigerator.
It's
Nice robot. Refrigerator. Literally a refrigerator.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do that.
Tupper, just go to AX dress as a refrigerator.
All you have
Right,
to do
yeah,
is
frozen.
it's like just cut a couple holes in your suitcase and just paint it white.
Maybe
Yeah.
through that. I thought it was gonna
You have
like.
to make it so that the
I
doors
thought
open.
Keiki's horn was gonna stick through it.
I mean,
and
it's
just,
a
like,
suitcase,
keep it
you
in
know.
place.
Yeah.
Just
You put some cardboard shelves in there.
Oh.
You're good. If you
Have a
really
bunch
want to
of
get extra
coffee, 'cause,
mileage,
you know,
have like a bag of ice to keep things cool.
Standard.
God, can we stop? I don't want to talk about Pocky. I'm real hungry. I want them tacos. I want a cheesy gordita crunch. I want some cheesy
I
gordita crunch.
actually, after all this
Yeah.
talking, I almost want to get a.
I haven't had a cheesy
I need
gordita
to eat
crunch
today.
in so long.
hey,
Yeah,
me too.
my last couple of Taco Bell things have always been the Crunchwrap Supreme, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do cheesy gordita crunch today because I could use some of that completely unhealthy cheesy bullshit.
Okay, I want to do a segment here quickly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, if I ever get around to editing this, I'll put in a little theme tune. Sin update. What have you been up to?
Mainly school.
What?
Mainly school.
Hell yeah.
What do you do in school?
I'm a CS student.
Counter-Strike.
Yes.
You play Counter-Strike for school?
Yeah.
God, I wish.
Sorry.
I mean,
Nice.
basically,
Oh, okay.
right? Right?
Yeah, no,
Like-
no 1.6. That's bullshit. Not Go. That's
I
also
mean-
bullshit.
CS Source has a couple of meetings, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
All right. That concludes Sin
yes.
update.
Very
shit.
nice.
Lovely guest, would you like to add anything? Would you like to talk about each other? Would you like to ERP on our couch?
I mean,
think
we'll
that's
just
probably
turn our
CLS.
backs.
Yeah,
Alright,
we'll
What's
turn
the
around.
You got
difference
anything
in
you
Shout
work
out.
on? You want to promote? Anything you wanna chill?
Everyone look the
Anything
other
you
way.
wanna?
out?
Just
You
look
want
the
to
other
chill
way.
something? You want to shout out
Yeah.
something? You want to talk about something? You need to ask something? You like
Do you want to shill Voltlighter tax services? Do you want to shill Keiki hairdressing? Like, come on.
Texas with
Give me-
Voltlighter.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
You got
that's
nothing?
nothing related to like earning a wage. Hell no.
What?
It's
Yeah,
just
I
my
don't know
job.
anything about that either.
Boomer life. Leroy wants you to shout out Lolly Squad, I guess, Keiki.
Keiki, I think you're muted.
Kiki, do you want to shout me out?
I mean, this is the mute list.
Combat Squad.
Well, all right. I mean, if you're not gonna do it,
Shout out to
Compat. He's here right now.
shout out to
What a
Gamma
special
Squad.
guest.
Follow me on Twitter.
no, well, fine. I mean, if you're not gonna do it, shout out to the Lolly Squad. They're a bunch of great people, except for Ayaka. Hey.
Fucking fired. Oh my
Shit.
god.
Where'd that come from?
Shots fired.
What the?
Dang.
Where did this come? Why is,
shout
it's
out
the.
to
My
Flip
bad.
Trip. He's my babe. I love him. I love you, babe.
Okay.
Shout outs to Pants. You've
Just
been
kidding,
in every
Ayaka.
single episode in like the last few months. So
All two of them.
all two
Yeah.
of them. Pants.
Congratulations to Arbalest.
What do you do?
They're in
happened
Lolly
with
Squad
Arbalest?
now, like officially. Arbalest from
Oh,
Lolly Squad
shit.
is now
Oh,
actually in
nice.
Lolly Squad.
Oh my
Wow.
god, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Congratulations. Took long enough. Shout out to my parents.
What is this, America?
I know I talk about the podcast around my parents. I don't think they've ever seen it, but if you guys have, well,
Shout out
Sorry
to
to
my
disappoint.
grandma who sometimes watches.
shout out to
Great.
Snap's grandma. Snap's grandma's a baller.
Shout out to
Sh-
Ashton.
Who?
I
My
don't know,
sister.
I can't see more than that. Oh,
You
Okay.
mean Nella?
I don't give a shit. She's already said multiple times that she did that, so whatever. Shout out, hi, pet the cats and dog.
Hi, pet the cat.
Yeah.
Shout
Ave,
out
why
to
are you
Keiki for being
shushing me?
cute.
Shout out to Ave for being cute.
Hey,
Nice.
shout out to
Yeah.
Ave.
Yes. Shout out to Ave Razi.
What?
shout out to Notch for the $5,000 donation. Oh, actually, no.
No,
Edit that
no,
out.
no, no,
Don't-
no,
don't-
no, no,
no,
no,
edit that out.
no,
Edit that
no,
out.
cut
Don't-
that out.
Can we retake?
No.
I'm gonna go again. Again.
Guess we're banned.
Okay, we're good.
Shout out to
Okay.
Elon Musk launching the Falcon Heavy today and landing not 2, but all 3 cores.
Yeah, that was
2
badass.
on
Shout out-
land at Cape Canaveral and 1 out
That's
at
more
sea
cores
on,
than
of course,
VR
I still
chat.
love you.
Shout
That
out
is
to
more
the-
cores than
to the giant crew from the telescope thingies that took a
Yeah,
picture of
shout
a
out
black
to
hole.
the black hole.
Yeah, shout out to
Did
Shout out
you
to
see
the black
87.
hole, which is basically just an anime
article that
eye.
was like, we need to admit that it's not that good.
Oh,
Like, first ever picture ever taken of a black hole, and everyone's like hyped for it, but then this
Shout out
article is like, we need to
to-
admit
shout
that
out
it's just
to
not
the-
that appealing. It's not
What do you
aesthetically appealing.
well, I mean, because you
Shout
can't.
out-
So they zoomed in really close to it, but then also like you actually resolve the event horizon. That's fucking crazy.
Shout-
Anyways, go ahead.
Shout out to the girls who pay their rent on time.
Anyway, about the
What?
black hole.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gamma who never shows up to our streams on time. We're not gonna ping you on Discord for it. You have our Twitter. Turn post notifications on.
We all
Like,
retweeted it.
We all retweeted it. Every single one of us. You can follow the mute list Twitter and turn on post notifications.
Oh,
That way, every time
no.
something happens, you'll know.
Shout out to Kittenji. I saw what you did in Shizue's stream. That was cool.
That was bannable.
That was
What happened?
not exactly wholesome,
No,
but
it was,
also it was pretty cool. It was done really well. It was clever.
What happened?
That was cool.
What?
Yeah.
Kenji did a cool stream hack shader.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just it was a shader that wrote over things and did cool stuff, and it said stream
Somebody
takeover
clip
or
it
something.
and put it in chat
It was
or something.
it was very Sombra-esque kind of thing. You know,
Yeah,
Oh, was
like,
it like a shader that only worked on the camera or something?
hmm It was
That's
really
pretty
cool.
actually.
It was also executed really well because like Shizue is about to leave the world anyways, so they turned it on and then they like loaded the other world and was like, wait, what are you guys freaking out about in chat? Like when they loaded into the other one, it was just really well done.
Well,
That being said, everyone should not go and do that to everyone because that's not good. Don't be bad.
Don't be meanies.
Don't be bad.
one bit
Don't be
from Gamma.
meanies.
Please share this one bit between Keiki and Volt. Well,
Oh.
you guys have to share one bit.
That's like half of a cent.
It's okay, you can have it.
Oh,
Keiki gets half a cent.
okay.
Enjoy your half cent.
I'm gonna be rich now.
Yeah, that's like $1 in Canadian.
No, Kenji, I will not. Ugh.
Keiki won a vibrator from a crane game in Japan.
Oh,
Whoa,
Okay.
what the heck?
It's a
No one needed to know
massaging
about that.
device.
It's
It's a
like-
massaging device.
It's a massaging device.
Oops.
It was in
Sorry,
like
son.
Personal health
we-
device.
we were in
Like
an
personal health.
arcade that had a bunch of like kids games. It had the Kinect Kamen Rider game and stuff. And just in one of these machines, it was like super happy massage thing. And Keiki put in 100 yen as a joke, and won just immediately.
Oh, Arbalest is in here now. Hi, Arba.
Hello, Arba.
Congrats, Arba.
It's Arbalest from Ellie's squad.
We've been
Hi,
delaying
Arba.
like
Arbalest
ending
from
for way
Arby's
too
God.
long now.
It's Arbalest from Arby's.
Arby's.
Eat
Arby's from
Arby's.
Ellie's squad.
Arby's.
Arby's.
Arby's now,
Yeah, we should
Arby's
now sponsored
must?
by the Lolly Squad.
we should go do
Whoa.
things.
All
know
right,
what
I'm gonna
I'm
go
gonna
get
do?
food.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm out
Alright.
of here.
Thanks for watching
Bye-bye.
Meatless. We'll see you next whenever.
See you,
I guess it's
like,
2 weeks from now.
Later. Something. Ah!
Yeah.
We'll talk about Sakurai-Con and how we
You.
met Sakurai, and he
The
told us
person watching this.
couldn't do anything.
The person watching this, whoever you are, you're beautiful, and I love you. Just, you're all great.
When you sit there in that avatar, you look like a godfather or something.
You come to me. You break bread with my family. You give me a rug made out of a skunk. It's a skunk rug.
This is cute, by the way.
God, I wish that were me.
Just look over here.
Oh no.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Watch next time. Watch again. Watch this. Just watch the stream again. Just press the reload button.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be.
Watch it again.
Just watch the VOD like right now.
Watch the VOD. Watch me do dumb stuff.
Sin,
Yes.
I
go
love
end the
you.
stream.
Mwah.
What? Go end it?
End it. End it.
Okay. Okay, out of the way. This is my time to shine.